Alright, so third one here, we take a look at it, and what we see is that looks way more complicated. We want to approach it and kind of make sure we've got all of our common factors out and before we get started, because those numbers are going to be extremely large. So looking at 81, 72, well, 81 and 72, those are both factors of 9. So I could take a 9 out of those, but you can't take a 9 out of 16. Okay, so that doesn't work. So let's back down. Let's go to the 16 and see what it has in common. Well, 16 is divisible by 2, but 81 is not divisible by 2. 3, no. 4 goes into 16, but does 4 go into 81? So let's pull out our calculator and let's see. 81 divided by 4? No. 5 doesn't go into 16. Let's see. So 8 goes into 16. Does 8 go into 81? No, so we're stuck with that. That's what we have. We have to work with this with these larger numbers. So now you can see why this is where a calculator will come into play and be very handy. So we start off, we take the first and the last, the A and the C, that gives us our product. So in this case here, our product would be 81 times 16. So 81 times 16. So that's 1296. Let's see what else happens here. Oh, I see the shortcut on this now that I get started on it. I see the middle term is the sum, and that's equal to negative 72. So now I'm looking for my factors. I'm looking for my two numbers that multiply to give me 1296, but subtract or add to give me negative 72. So I go y equals, I do 1296 divided by x. I go to my table, which is in blue right there above the graph, so I have to hit second, table, and now I'm looking for two numbers that give me 72. Alright, well if I add those I get 1397 or 1297, that doesn't work. That's going to be 650 or 646. That's going to give me 635 or 629. So I got a ways to go, right? So I keep going down. Okay, let's check this out. So 162, but if I subtract 8, I'm not there. Nope. Let's see. If I did 108 and 12, if I add those, I get 120. If I subtract those, I get, what would that be, 98? So no, that didn't work. But I'm getting closer because I'm going to 72, right? Sorry, getting a little bit of lag. Alright, 16 and 81. If I take, sorry, I gotta come up here, first, there it goes, 16 and 81. If I add those together, I get 97. If I subtract 16 and 81, let me cheat here, 16 minus 81, I get negative, so I'm getting closer, aren't I? So that gives me negative 65. So I go back to my table. Alright, so 18 and 72, and so this is the process that we go through. My board starts messing up every once in a while. 18 and 72. Let's get that erased. And so, you know, I do the same thing. Need a little help on this one, so I add them together. I get 90. I take 18 minus 72, and I get 54. So still didn't work. Okay, so I go back to my table, and it seems like I'm getting further away. So I'm going to just kind of keep going down, seeing what I can get here. Oops, I guess my finger was stuck on that. Alright, so let's come back up here and see what happens. So I need two numbers that add up to 72. and I sure enough had gone by it. And there they are, 36 and 36. So my factors are going to be 36 and 36, but to get to the negative, they'll both be negatives. So I come back over here, I continue my process. My process says that this is m minus 36 and m minus 36. I take my leading coefficient, my 81, I bring it around, I put 81, I put 81. At this point right here, I've got to simplify those fractions. So I come back to my calculator and just gonna use this as my tool. So alpha y equals, choose number 1, 36 over 81 simplifies to 4 over 9. So right now I really have m minus 4 over 9 and m minus 4 over 9. The 9 does not go into the 4, so the 9 moves out in front. The 9 does not go into 4, so it moves out in front. So this becomes 9m minus 4 and 9m minus 4. And those are my factors. Now, if I go back to the beginning, I made a comment when I first started saying that, oh, I see something. And what I saw is that 81 is a perfect square. 16 is a perfect square. So in this case right here, we can actually possibly look at this and see a pattern. We can see that in this case, and as you become more proficient at these, you might be able to see it, is that 9 times 9 is 81. That's why we have the 9s out in front, and 4 and 4 is 16. So you might need to play with that a little bit more before you just go ahead and see it, but then this final answer could be typed like that. So either one's acceptable. This is good, but either one of them is acceptable. And this is special. This is a special one where the 81 is a perfect square and the 16 is a perfect square. Alright, we'll wrap that video up right there.